Four, we gon' take it up from last year. Shoot on my shot, boy, I'm long range. Me and the team on the same thing. Stayed down, never switched up. Only thing changed was the game. I'm in the zone now. Nothing can change what we on now. When I pull up, know it's going down. Foot on the gas, ain't no slowing down. Aiming for greatness, no settling. Kick down the doors, they won't let me in. Taking no else, yeah, I gotta win. Watch me kick down the doors, they won't let me in. Who running the game now? Foot on the gas, can slow down, no. My team, we holding it down. We know we running it now. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change, yeah.
Welcome to the Jared Briggs Show, you guys. Hope you guys are having a great day. It is hump day, being Wednesday. We actually just got done with a team lunch here in my office. We do that every single week to get out of the office, have a little bit of fun, chat about stuff, and just connect personally as a team. Just some team fun and team building stuff. So I hope you guys are having a great day. Today we're going to be talking about money once again. We do this every single day, going live, and talking about how to use money to live. That's going to be the topic for the very start of it. Then I'm going to go into the 3 steps, what I call the money reset, helping get organized with money, be in charge of money, and grow wealth and accomplish goals and dreams. A lot of that is I look at it as the 3 steps to increasing income. So we'll be talking about that. And then I've got some questions right here. I've started going online and finding questions that I want to answer and talk about that fit instead of me scrolling while I'm on here. So I've got 5-6 questions here. We'll see how long it takes and where we are on time. We'll be able to answer those. So we're just going to jump right in, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a wonderful day once again. I'll be honest with you guys. I've been a little bit stressed out here lately. I got a lot of things I'm working on, a lot of things I'm trying to figure out, and there's a lot of times where it's just like, what the frick? What in the heck am I doing? I even had a moment last night where I even prayed about it, and I was just like, look, I feel like there's some things that I need to do and that I need to keep moving forward. But I feel a lot of the times I'm just stuck in the mud right now. And I share that with you guys because in these moments, I decide I'm just going to take it one day at a time. Like one day, all I got to do is focus on today. And if I can focus on today and if I can be good at today and win today, then I win. Because tomorrow there's no guarantee, there's no promise that I'm going to wake up tomorrow and yesterday's gone. I can't do anything about yesterday. The only thing I can learn about what the things that I did yesterday, the experiences that I have. And so I share that with you guys to inspire you to keep moving, keep progressing, keep doing things to point you in the right direction. And maybe you don't know right now. Maybe you just have no idea what, where, when, why, how, what. But find something where you're like, man, I can do this. Even if it's just clean your room, clean your car. Go the extra step at work or put in some extra effort and go to the gym. Whatever it is, do something that's going to progress you towards a better version of yourself. And that's what I've just been focusing on today. So today, like when I was heading to the office, I'm like, okay, I got some things that I'm going to do. I'm going to do everything that I can today. I ain't going to waste time. I'm going to be efficient. I'm going to have a good time. We're going to be with the team. We're going to grow. We're going to expand. And we're going to move on. So I share that with you because it's just real raw where I'm at. I wanted to talk about use money to live. And the reason why is there's, I think, very extreme ends of the spectrum. I feel like there's a lot of people out there that they blow all of their money on things, products, things that just don't matter. And then there's some people that won't buy anything because they're so scared to spend their money. Neither one of them are healthy. And so I share use money to live from the perspective of what is it that you truly want? What is it that you truly desire? I've gotten caught up in that. Yeah, you guys, there's things that I've bought and that I've done, and I look back now and I'm like, flip, I wish I could have that money back. And that's an educational opportunity. Like, I now have knowledge on being smarter with money. But at the end of the day, in this whole conversation of use money to live, you guys, we're here on this earth. And I think we take life too seriously. I know I do. I take life way too serious. I put so much stress on myself, so much frustration on myself, so much pressure to perform, pressure to make everything happen all at the same time. I actually had a really good conversation because I've been struggling. My alarm goes off to wake up in the morning, and I don't even want to get up. I just flat out don't want to get up. And there's been multiple times where I just don't. I go back to sleep. And it is so heavy in my mind. And so my wife was talking to me about it 2 days ago. And she's like, Jared, I think you're putting so much pressure on yourself that you're overwhelming your mind before you even get out of bed. And your mind and your body and your spirit and everything is like, dude, there's no way we're going to accomplish all of this just today. And that was insightful because I want to accomplish big things. And I'm sure you guys do too. And it's frustrating as all heck when it feels like it's not going as fast as you want it to go, or you're frustrated, or you're down, or you're depressed, or you're lost, or you're out of money, whatever it is. So I share with you, use money to live. What if we could enjoy the journey? What if we can enjoy the ride? What if we could get rid of the pressure and literally just sit back and be like, wow, it's really not as serious as I'm making it out to be in this current moment. And just remove that pressure and to realize, okay, I'm not going to accomplish all of those things today, but I can make progress towards them. And if I make progress towards them, and I can do that 365 days a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, life is going to look a lot different. I share that because money is a tool. Money is a resource. And we should use money to live the life that it is that we want to live. Maybe it is a smart thing to hire somebody to clean your house, or hire somebody to help you with X, Y, and Z, or hire that next employee, or pay somebody to change your oil, or hire somebody to come in and fix the thing in your house, the plumbing, and X, Y, Z, whatever the heck it is that you got going on in your life. Maybe we should use the money to buy back our time. Maybe we should use the money to buy back our experiences. One thing I cherish is the opportunity to be able to spend time with my wife and my kids. I love it. I really, really enjoy that. And I have really big career goals. So does my wife. My wife wants to accomplish a lot of things. And I love that. And I'm inspired by that. One thing that I do believe is, as a parent, our job and our responsibility, and this is how I see it, is our kids are only our responsibility for 18 years. From the moment they're born to the day they graduate and become an adult and move out of the house, they are only our responsibility for 18 years. It is our job, it is our duty, it is our calling as parents to raise them to be independent, self-sufficient human beings. I don't think we should give up on our goals and our dreams. I don't think we should quit the job or quit the business or quit those things. I see a lot of women that have passion in other things, but they stop because of they feel like they should be a mother. Now, if that's what you feel like you should do, then do it. But if you feel pretty much miserable in that, there is a way for you to be a really good mother and to accomplish those things. And I say that because I think we should show our kids us pursuing our dream life. I know for me, it makes me emotional when I think about it. When my kids get older and they ask me, hey, Dad, should I go to school or should I start a business? And what should I do with that? What should I do when I grow up? How do I do this? I don't want to sit here and tell them, oh, well, I don't know, because I did this and this and this to make money. Well, what did you really want to do? Well, I really wanted to do this. I want to be able to tell my kids that I did what I wanted to do, but also I was a really good husband and father and person at the same time. I share that with you because money is a resource. Money is a tool. Money is a product. You guys, money isn't real. Dollar bills, $20 bills, $50 bills, none of those things are real. They're fake. It's all digital. It's all currency and crypto and floating through the air. And none of it's backed by gold or silver or anything. The Federal Reserve, the IRS, the government, they are printing it as much as they want, and they are devaluing it as fast as we can make it. If you listen to some people online, they'll tell you to never save money because inflation and value of money is decreasing faster than you can save it. And I think that's an interesting perspective. Money is a tool and money is a resource. It's literally nothing. It's nothing, yet it's important at the same time. And we've got to learn to bridge that gap to be able to use it as a tool and a resource. I've made some investments in my business that scare the crap out of me and make me nervous. I've hired a few more people and worked on growing my team. And I did that for the sole purpose of creating a system to buy back more of my time. Instead of working 40, 50, 60 hours a week and stressing about it and worrying about it and wondering if I got this done or that done, I can only grow so much based on me and just a couple other people. If we want to grow more and do an even better job, we got to invest. And so I said, okay, instead of taking more money or growing, my personal pay, what if I invested this into a team so I can buy back my time? What if I used that money to live a better life? Even if I don't make more money, but if I had more time and less stress and less pressure, that's worth it to me. That is worth it to me. I used to think, money was the most important thing. I'll be honest with you guys. I spent 10 years of my life, money is the most important thing. Go make as much money as you can. And I still believe that in the sense of I want to make a lot of money. I want to be able to provide very well for my family, but I don't want it to be at the cost of my happiness or my joy and my pleasure and being a good person or being a good father, being a good husband. So this was just some stuff on my mind that I want to share to use money to live. Use it as a tool. Use it as a resource. I want to jump into section number 2. I really like this. I want to help you guys increase your income so that you can use that money to live. When we increase our income, it gives us more options. You see, money, that's all it does. It's not real, but it gives us options. I mean, what if you could hire somebody to come in once a month into your house for $250 a month and clean your house, deep cleaning it? Well, you probably just saved yourself a whole Saturday. I just hired a lady to come into my office once a month and just wash the windows, vacuum, wipe everything down, just all that stuff that takes a minute to do. It's easy to take out the trash and keep things cleaned up, but all of those things, she charged me $120. So I'm like, oh my gosh, that saves all of us time. Now I don't even have to think about it. She's just going to come in on the 15th of every month and just clean and take care of stuff. And so I want to help you increase your income and get on top of your money so that you can be in charge of it. And the first step to this is you got to know your income. You got to know how much you're collecting. Then we're going to go right into step number 2, which is creating a wealth creation plan, which encompasses step number one. With knowing your income, we need to next know fixed expenses, the expenses that do not change. Mortgage, car payment, insurance, taxes. Taxes change depending on your income. Phone bill, internet, all that kind of stuff, okay? All of your fixed expenses, and you guys know those things. You could go through your finances real quick and be like, oh yeah, in the last 3 months, this is all, it's always the same. You need to know that. Then you need to know your variable expenses. These are the ones that change often. Gas in your house, electricity, water, power, electricity and power, those the same thing. Man, my brain is fried again today, you guys. The variable expenses are the ones that change. Groceries, gasoline in your car, all of those things that you have a pretty good idea. You have a really good idea, but they do change. Those are variable expenses. Then after that, now we have an understanding of what your income is. I literally do it on an Excel sheet. So we put in our income, put in my fixed expenses, put in my variable expenses. And then I want to focus on creating wealth. You guys, what you focus on expands. And we're going to talk about this. I got some questions here that we're going to talk about after this that I really want to emphasize over and over and over again, every single day pretty much, that what you focus on expands. If you focus on debt, you're going to get more debt. If you focus on not having enough money, you're not going to have enough money. If you focus on living paycheck to paycheck, you're going to live paycheck to paycheck. We need to adjust the mindset. There's a really good book called The Power of the Subconscious Mind. I read this book every year because it reminds me again of how powerful our mind is and our thoughts and the things that we think about. And so with this wealth creation plan, this is creating a focus plan that is specific. And it creates a focus of not just surviving. You know, I used to say, another dollar, another day. No, I hate that now. No, I want another amazing day, and I want to make as many dollars as it possibly takes to live the life that it is that I want to live. I don't want there to be a cap on that. So it's not another dollar, it's another day. It's an amazing day, and as much as we can freaking possibly make happen. So this wealth plan is putting you in the driver's seat to create your system and your process. Now you know what's going on with your money. Well, anything left over, you'll hear people talk about discretionary income. Discretionary income is stuff left over. It's like, oh, hey, this is extra, okay? So if you ever heard that term, they're talking about the extra money that you have. So anything extra that you have, let's start categorizing this and planning this. I know a lot of people are going to sit here and say, no, I don't have extra. I never have extra. Yes, you do. I promise that there is money happening, that there is money extra. And what is happening is you are going to the grocery store and you're like, oh, I think we're good. And you buy X, Y, and Z. And you get on Amazon and you get on Apple and you get on iTunes and you get on Google Play, whatever the heck every spot is, and you buy an app and you buy music and you buy this and you buy this device and you buy this thing off Amazon and blah, 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 blah. And the whole time you're like, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. And then at the end of the month, you're like, oh, I should probably save. I should invest. You're like, oh, there's $30 left. There ain't enough to do nothing. That's the problem, is we're operating from a mindset of we think we're okay. And so now with this wealth creation plan is we know what's going on, and you're going to remove things that you don't need anymore when you look at stuff. By removing all these things, we can now categorize. Let's say you're like, hey, I want $100 a month to play with. I want to buy music and maybe some games or whatever. I need $100 a month. Great. We're going to open a separate savings account, or however your system is. I do a savings account. I got multiple savings account in my checking account, and I'm going to label that games, fun, play, whatever I want to, and I'm going to put $100 a month into there. Let's say you need, you want to start investing, maybe to grow for retirement, maybe to start a business, to have some savings, to buy a house, buy a vehicle, whatever it is. You're going to start putting $250 a month into there, or 100 or 50 or 25, $10. It doesn't matter what it is. You've got to start creating the habit. What I do is I use a credit card all month long. So I have a credit card, my wife has a credit card, and the money is tied together. It's all off one balance. And if my wife goes in and buys new makeup or some new clothes or whatever, and it wasn't planned for, but she's like, hey, I've got my own spend account, and she goes and spends $85, she'll get on her, we'll log into our bank account, and she'll transfer $85 from her account into the checking account. And then when I go make the credit card payment, that money has been accounted for, okay? So anything that we do, if we want to do a little project on our house, if I want to buy something, if we want to go on a vacation, if we want to buy gifts and all different kinds of stuff, we plan for it. We save in specific savings accounts. We're going to put $100 a month, $200 a month, $300 a month, whatever it is, into those specific accounts. And as we do that, and as stuff happens, we transfer it into the checking. At the end of the month, when we go pay the credit card off, everything's accounted for. So this wealth creation plan is putting you in a position to know where every dollar is going and see it where it is going. And now you start telling it what to do and where to go. Then you operate from a position of knowing. Step number 3 now you have a system. Now you know what's going on. And the biggest problem that I have is I'm like, okay, I want to do X, Y, Z, this. I got so many things that I want to do and experience and fun and all these things. And I'm like, I need to make more money. Okay, but I know my income. I know the plan. So you need to know your income. You need to know where your money is going, fixed expenses, variable expenses, and what you're putting it towards. Now it's not going to take very much effort or energy to control or operate this system. You can literally build this so you can operate it in 30 minutes to an hour every single month. And now let's take all of that extra energy and time and focus, and let's start increasing income. Because if you make $5,000 a month right now, which is $60,000 a year take home, and then all of a sudden you increase to $6,000 a month, that's $72,000 a year. You just gain another $12,000. Well, if you have a system and you know what to do with that money, think of how much more money you're going to be making off interest, growth, earning potential, investing in retirement and planning, vacations, gifts, everything. Like you're going to have 12,000 more. Well, what if you can increase it another 12 and then another and then another? You know, you go from making 50,000 a year, 72,000 a year to 85,000 a year, then 100,000 a year. You're like, holy crap, we were living really good off 60,000. Now we're making 140 grand more. Life is amazing. Okay. That system right there, knowing your income, creating a plan, and focusing on increasing income, step number 2 is going to help you make more money anyway, because you're going to start knowing where money's going and what money's doing. And you're going to realize like, oh, I could do this and make a better interest or return or put more money here and blah, 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 blah. And you're like, oh man, our net worth is increasing and we haven't even increased our income. So you started increasing your net worth and then you started increasing your income, which is going to compound step number 2, compound step number 1. Step number 1 is going to compound step number 2. Step number 2 is going to compound step number 3. They feed into each other. It's just a perfect loop. It is a perfect loop. Increase income, know the income, manage the income, make more income, and just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. Okay? Now we're going to jump into the online questions because there's a couple here that are really good. And we'll play into the conversation we had today. Got to write this down for Austin. All right, you guys. How do you actually manage money? I like this one because we just talked about stuff like this. I'm trying to get better with my own money, but it's harder than I thought. I make okay money, but somehow I never have much left at the end of the month. Bills, food, random stuff, it all adds up fast. Man, I feel for you here. I remember right out of high school, I was making $18 an hour, had like $500 to $800 in expenses, was making pretty good money, and I never knew where it was going. That's what sparked my interest in learning more about money and management and stuff, because I was like, well, I wanted to anyway, but then after experiencing that, I was like, this sucks. This sucks to work every day and have nothing to show for it. I see people online talking about investing, budgeting apps, spreadsheets, crypto. Feels overwhelming. I just want normal, simple ways to save and maybe grow my money without going crazy. Know your income, create a plan, and then increase income. I would advise this person, the book called The Richest Man of Babylon is freaking incredible. I use an Excel sheet. It is so simple that I almost feel like it's stupid. Like I've gone to share it with people and I'm like, I'm almost embarrassed because of how simple and stupid it is. And then I'm like, but it works. It works really good. The thing is, money needs to be managed. Money, if you don't manage money, it will go find somebody else that does manage money. So you need to create a system so you know your income, you know your fixed expenses, you know your variable expenses, and then start telling your money what to do. Guys, that is why I created the savings accounts in the bank account. I literally put money in savings accounts. Like I've got one where we do giving. I put $25 a month into giving. And if we come across somebody, family member, friend, or neighbor, we just hear something that's really struggling, we can send them $100. Like I put $25 a month away for that. I give myself a spend account. I give my wife a spend account. We plan for. So if you want to invest, if you want to save, if you want to grow, if you want to build, start creating places. Example, savings accounts where you put that money. And you put that money in there for that purpose. That's a great question, though. We're going to move on to the next question. Debt. Lots of debt. Hey, guys, please don't judge me as I'm looking for advice. I'm 21 years old girl just figuring things out, and I don't have adult figures to support me or give me advice, so please help me. In October of 2025, my roommate moved out unexpectedly due to financial issues. When she moved out, I was just starting a new job and I was struggling a lot, so I turned to Klarna and Affirm. There were a lot of house things I needed: pots, pans, silverware, and bed frame groceries. I purchased a ton of Klarna, including car parts for my older car and weekly grocery. I guess that's a place to buy car parts and stuff, things to get by. Without that, I wouldn't have been able to afford my rent or bills. I did the 12-month plan for 80% of my purchases and some 6-month plans. I ended up getting a second job in November at a restaurant as a server on top of my 9-to-5 Monday through Friday job. It's been hard, but I just needed to afford everything. Everything was going okay until 2 weeks before Christmas. I got sick and used up all my PTO, and then I got sick again, unpaid, and I'm just now recovering and fully back to both jobs. Gosh, damn, life's throwing some curveballs at you. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, during the time I was sick, I wasn't able to pay my bill, so I decided to take out a $6,000 loan to pay some of my urgent bills and my debt all in one. I had a $600 balance on my credit card, $3,000 to Klarna, $1,000 on Affirm, and then I used the rest for bills and rent. After that, my Klarna purchase power skyrocketed to $10,000 limit, and I started only using Klarna for things I needed and some things I really didn't need, like fast food, clothes for work, and winter clothes, and other things that could have waited until I was financially stable enough. But at zero down payment in 12 to 24-month plans, I didn't realize how bad it was. Gosh dang it. In February, I have $2,000 in payments to Klarna and Affirm. I only make $4,100 a month, and all of my bills combined are $2,500. Are you kidding me? That's not including gas or groceries. So we make $4,100 minus $2,500 minus, let's say, $800. That gives you $800. I guess I'm just wanting to get some advice on how to budget correctly to avoid missing any bills. I've never been late on anything before. Phone, gas, electric, Klarna, Affirm, credit card payments, car insurance, pet insurance, nothing. I'm just terrified of being late on anything payments. Please don't judge me. You're 21. You're making $4,100 a month. Good job. Like, you're doing great for a 21-year-old. Quit with those credit things. Be done with those things. If you absolutely have to use credit, just use a freaking credit card. Get rid of these debt things that are just building and building and building and building. Guys, this is over and over and over again. You know your income. Put out, I'm gonna comment to this person. Put a list of your fixed expenses and variable expenses, and then let's create a plan to pay that debt off. Make a system so you make all minimum payments, and then anything extra starts going into account. I've talked about this before, but I want to talk about it again pretty much every day. I never liked the idea of paying extra to debt directly. So if your payment's $150 a month and you send them $200 a month, I don't like that, because you've now just created a habit of focusing on paying debt. You literally are just like, oh, I just pay extra on debt, and I just keep getting debt, and I pay extra, and I keep getting it, and I pay extra, and I keep getting it, and I pay extra. You're creating a habit and a system of paying extra money towards debt. Instead, make all minimum payments. Then open yourself a wealth creation account in your bank account. It can be a money market account, just a regular savings account. Who cares how much interest you make on it, okay? For this person, I bet $1,000 emergency fund would be amazing. I would create a habit of every time you get to like $3,000, you pull $2,000 out and pay off debt. I mean, you only have $6,000 in debt. Is that right? Or is it $10,000? I don't know. You got that $6,000 loan. Yeah, you've got debt kind of all over the place. Pick the smallest one. Every time you have an extra $2,000, so you're like, hey, I've got this account. Or you could even take the $1,000 and put it in a separate account by itself. And then every time your account gets to $2,000, you're making minimum payments, and then you take all that and you pay down on principal. Make sure it's on principal, okay? And you pay the smallest loan off first. If your first loan's $3,000, you build to $3,000 and pay it off, or whatever the system is. But you make a habit and a system to put all extra money into your account, to your savings account, your investment account, your wealth creation account. And the reason why is because you're building that habit. You're building that system. You're building that process. And now you are operating from a place of cash, a place of power, and you get rid of all that unnecessary debt. You're in a great financial position. Like, you could have this all paid off way before the end of the year, way before the end of the year. You make good money. You've got plenty of discretionary extra income. Now put it to work. Work those weekends, make as much money as you can, waiting tables, do anything you can at your job to make extra money. Remove any unnecessary expenses, remove all of them. If you've got some freaking subscription that you're like, I kind of use it, get rid of that sucker and put all extra money towards that debt. That was a great question and a fun one. I hope that was valuable. Need some advice on how to start budgeting and saving. I'm 32, never been good about saving, but I want to start. Any advice would help. I make around $3,200 to $3,800 a month, and as of right now, expenses are only $1,200. Frick yeah. How should I go about putting up the rest? I would first focus, you guys, everybody here is like, focus on your retirement account, focus on boom. You need to build a habit and a system first. Like something that automatically happens, something that you're in control of. That's the one thing I love about The Richest Man in Babylon and the system that I talk about is that it helped me create a system where I was in control. I was telling my money what to do. I didn't want everybody else to do it for me. You know, your automatic deductions and your automatic, like if you just flat out can't control those things, then maybe you should do those automatic things and let them think for you. But I literally started with $25 a month. I was like, hey, I'm gonna manage $25 this month. I'm gonna put $25 into my savings because I wasn't making no $3,800 with $1,200 expenses. I was making $800 with $799 in expenses. It was tough. And so for this person, I would get your expenses are $1,200. So put your income at the top of the Excel sheet, then put your fixed expenses, your variable expenses, and then what is it that you want to accomplish? Because maybe you don't want to plan for retirement. Maybe you want to buy a house. Like it just depends on what is important to you. Where is it that you want your money to go? And I would open a money market account or a savings account or something in your bank account, and I would start stashing money in there. You know, I mean, you could put freaking $2,000 a month dang near. You could put $2,000 a month. Start putting $2,000 a month in there and start studying. And you can split it up. You can be like, hey, I'm going to put $1,500 in my saving and investing. I'm going to put $100 in my spending. I'm going to put $100 in my buy a new car fund or emergency fund or whatever, and categorize it so you're telling your money what to do on every time you get paid basis. You need to set up a system that you are in control of. Great job, though. Get that money to work. I'm 20 years old, $300 in debt. I need a way to make money to pay off this debt. Long story short, I'm a computer science student. I have a passion for building various software to solve various problems. I have in 2024, I was thinking of building various things, and as a result, I bought some domain names, .com, .co, for each of the ideas I had. The renewal dates of these domains came in August 2025, which cost me approximately $300. I used my dad's credit card for the payment. He provided it to me to be used in emergency situations. Now, since then, I have been making the minimum due payments to the credit card, but the principal amount isn't going down. It's still approximately $300 because you're only paying interest. I don't want to burden my dad with the payments as he has his own bills to pay, so I'm looking for a job or a way to pay off this debt. Okay. I read this right at the start, and anyway, I'm going to answer it because go get a job anywhere. Go get a job anywhere. Go work at flipping Subway, McDonald's, Walmart, anything. You have a list of your skills down here and the things that you want to do. I love it. During my teenage years, I also built a YouTube channel and grew it to 100,000 subscribers in the span of 6 months. I was able to make some revenue out of it, but it's no longer monetized because of copyright claims. I also know photo editing, drawing, and cooking. I would be very grateful if you guys could guide me in a platform or someone who can make use of my skills. Go make use of your skills. Ladies and gentlemen, go and knock on every freaking door. Don't even go to the application place. Go talk to the manager and the business owner. Be like, look, here's my skill set. I'm looking for a job. Talk to them. Talk to someone else. Talk to somebody else. Talk to somebody. Go apply for every freaking job you can. And even if it's not in the field you're in, you're 20 years old. You are 20 years old. Go get a job. Start paying for your own things. Go get your own credit card. Stop using your dad's credit card. Start building your own credit. Get that $300 paid off. And you'll go work 30, 40 hours a week. Take care of your personal finance stuff. And then all of these things that you have skills at, go do them. Go build them. And until those things replace your income that you're making at your job, keep working the job. And keep doing that. And then build and build and build. If you built to 100,000 subscribers, go freaking do it again. Go do it again. Go use your skills. Exercise them. Just do anything you can to make money. Okay, $300, you're not in debt. That $300, you could have that paid off in 2 weeks because you'd get paid from a job making minimum wage. What would that be? What is minimum wage? 7 something? Let's just say $8. Times, let's say you worked 30 hours. Times 2. That's $480. Okay, it's not a lot of money, but you're paying for your expenses. You paid all that debt off, and then progress from there. Take action anywhere and everywhere you can. Next question, $10,000 in debt, need advice. So I'm currently at about $10,000 in debt across multiple cards and loans. 2 of them are from predatory companies with insanely high interest rates that I was so foolish to borrow from, thinking I'd pay them right back. If I could just tackle those 2, I'd be able to pay the rest off just fine. I have a solid income of $69,000 a year, and with not too many expenses at the moment besides literally trying to pay off this debt. I have a fair credit score, but haven't missed any payments. It's mostly low strictly due to the high utilization. Nope. FICO has me at 586. Credit Karma has at 644. It doesn't matter. Your credit score does not matter unless you're trying to use your credit. Is there anywhere I could get a better rate with my score? I'm just ready to get out of this cycle. Pay it off. Here's the breakdown. $1,800, $2,000, $1,800, $889, $569, $399, $173, $2,941. And you make $69,000 a year. Okay. That's $5,750. And you said not too many expenses. What does that mean? Too many, like two grand a month. That's where I would start. Holy moly. You just need to get disciplined. Okay, this is what I would do. I would get an Excel sheet, put your income in the top, put your fixed expenses, variable expenses, all expenses, so you know those things. Everything extra starts stashing into an account. You could pay off the $173 instantly, the $399 instantly, the $569 instantly, and the $889. I would bet you could pay those all off in 1 month based on your income. That's 8. That's $2,000. You're right at $2,000. You could have those paid off. The next month you have the $1,800 one paid off. The next month you have the next $1,800 one paid off. The next month you have the $2,000 paid one paid off. And then that last $2,900 probably take you 2 months to pay that one off. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say 6 months. In 6 months you're debt free, completely debt free. You are in a great position. You are in a great position. You need to forget the freaking credit score. Who gives a crap? And just create a plan and pay these things off. You guys, stop giving all of your extra money to the insurance companies, to the credit card companies and the loan companies. Stop giving all your extra money to them. Start building a system so you pay yourself. You put that money into your system. That money goes into your system. And then as soon as there's, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, pull it out and put it in there. You should always have a little bit of an emergency fund, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, whatever your situation is. I've got a wife and 2 kids. I tend to have a little bit higher of an emergency fund. I don't keep it in my bank account. I actually put it in a life insurance policy So it's growing interest and doing good things. And if I need it, I pull it out. But you should always have access to money in some way so that when an emergency comes up or something comes up, oh, is this freaking cash net 275% interest? Holy shiz. Okay, scratch all those other ones and pay that one and the other 159% off. Pay those two off very, 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 very first. Instantly. Forget the other ones. Get those suckers paid off. That's wild if that's true. But stop setting up systems where you put money and give it to everybody else. Don't you guys think that's a little bit crazy? You work every single day, every single week, every single month, and then you give all of your money to somebody else. Why don't you start paying yourself, putting money in your system, and then take your money out of your system and pay these things off to create financial freedom and start building a wealth? Okay? I'm going to comment back to a lot of these people just because I like to, and it would be fun, and I want to help people. I commented to some people yesterday. They responded back, and I really enjoyed it. That's the whole goal of this. So, you guys, that's the show for today. We're going to cut it a little bit shorter, or actually quite a bit shorter. 42 minutes is what we've been running at. We talked about use money to live. Then we talked about the system to get you in charge of your money. And then we talked about these online questions, answering people's questions. You guys have a wonderful day and be the freaking master of your money. Take charge and be dependent on yourself, okay? Money is knowledge. You need to gain more knowledge. You need to understand what money is and how money works. I hope you guys all have the best day ever. Thank you for tuning in here, and we'll catch you tomorrow. See ya.